No, wait. Come on, Bert.
Hey,
Make sure we're saying our shit.
oh, I thought you were going for a different look. I don't know.
All right? You guys weren't supposed to let me even in here without that. To do your job.
You look great.
Thanks. Here we go. Fire away. How's my hair? Is it okay?
All right, just from an offensive perspective, how's everyone kind of getting settled back in after the weird practice and travel schedule?
They're doing good. I think how we handled it in terms of staying there another night and allowed to pick back up to a normal routine right away on Monday. So they did a good job.
And what are the main things you identified to work on from the Nevada game?
Well, we've got to continue to work on ball security every game. That's been really disappointing. Situational football, right? Making sure that we're able to capitalize on those one moments when things come up are the two biggest things that stick out.
You mentioned ball security. I think it's 5 straight games with a fumble for the offense. What do you think is leading to some of those issues?
Just lack of focus, right? And and obviously we're not training it enough. We're training a lot, but we have to train more. So that's what it would be, because you're gonna, when in moments like that, you're gonna sink to the level of your training, what your habits are, right? When there's an open field, but when guys are, lowering their pads and putting their helmet and shoulder on your forearm, that's when they're coming up. That's been every one of them.
We're obviously at practice during camp and see you guys do a lot of those balls.
Do it every week, every day.
Do you add more stuff? How do you go about tweaking?
Yeah, we go back and emphasize it more. Again, we did it again today to address it and point it out and emphasize the hell out of it. That's what you do, right? Make sure that they're physical in practice and that they're getting thudded up correctly and people are trying to get the ball up during practice.
Andy, when you watch BYU, what do you see from their defense?
You see a couple of really elite players in the box. Okay, I think that defensive end, 92, I think his number is. He's a really elite rusher and an elite defensive end. We haven't faced one like that off the edge, and it's been a while. In a couple of games, as impactful as he can be. But collectively as a group, you see an incredible amount of relentless play. You see strain. You see they know what they're doing. They don't have mental errors. Okay, they're obviously well coached and they know what they're doing. And they're a physically mature group. They ended up losing some personnel in the back half from a year ago that they're replacing, but the box it's as good as we're going to face and play. So we're excited for that challenge up front with them.
You guys obviously went against some really, really good defensive ends last year in the Big 12. Is that something you go back and look at things you did and maybe mitigate that to spur to this game?
Yeah, when you talk about trying to neutralize, a really good impact player in the line of scrimmage, there's a lot of things that you have to be able to do, right, as an offense. And so, yeah, we have experience doing that. And you have to go back and revisit some of the things necessary to make sure that you minimize their disruption in the game.
You guys got in a rhythm kind of early on against Nevada with those short, medium length passes. Why do you think that you kind of went away from that just in the ensuing drives afterward?
Well, without looking at the spray chart right in front of me, when I say spray chart, you're identifying, deep passes and where they're located on the field. There could be different situational things. It could have been something that took you off the read. But going back to things that you want to improve in that game, there's critical moments in certain situations that need to be executed. What I know that you can't do all the time is throw the ball short, never challenge somebody deep, right? There has to be a good balance with that. You can't just chuck it deep every down. There has to be good balance in how you're attacking, or as I say, spraying the field with what you do. And honestly, the expectation is to hit all of them all the time. So without knowing specifically, I guess, the drives that you're thinking of, we want to make sure that there's balance. So there was no intentional, let's throw it deep, or let's not throw it, or let's throw it short. There was none of those intentional thoughts to say get away from this or do more of that.
You look at the rushing attack of Neo, Highshaw, the other guys. How have they complemented Jalen's play throughout the season?
Well, I think I said before, when we distribute the ball, and when I'm saying that, I'm talking about maybe within the pass game and how it's thrown, and the run game and who's running it. You force people to defend everybody. And if you're worried about this guy taking the ball down the middle of the field or running a different run scheme, and you're worried about the quarterback going the other way with it, or there's a throw on the other side of it, you can challenge to defend, and it can create a lot of distortion. What we want to make sure people understand, or that they do, is that they feel threatened by all of them as ball carriers and as people. No one's just a person that's out there.
Illinois obviously had a really physical front seven. Does a game like that help the offense against a team like BYU?
Yeah, I think so. I think when you make some, that's a fair comparison to make to their box to this one. When you get experience of playing that, when you talk about it and you point out to the players on the film and you talk about, hey, this is going to be very similar to this game, and the sense of the kind of players that you're playing against, it 100% is helpful, because I've gone back to before and talk about, you know, when you get live bullet reps, live game reps, you have experience in that environment with that, in that specific situation. It's going to help your guys, in theory at least, be more prepared for when it comes up next time. But again, for us, as I've said all along, we want to make sure that people react to us and what we're doing, not the other way around. You know, we're not going to go into the boxing ring and wait to take a bunch of blows and body blows and figure out what kind of fighter they are. We want to show them what kind of fighters we are right out the gate. And so that's kind of always been our philosophy, and we'll continue to do that. Take the party to them, so to speak.
Anything else, Coach K?
Awesome, guys. Happy Tuesday.